Okay. Technical difficulties. We're now live, at least I think so. You guys that are here on Periscope and Facebook, you guys can see me, but I want to make sure that people can see me on YouTube as well. So if you guys are streaming in live on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, or engage in the chat. Let me know that you can see me and hear me okay. If you go to the watch page, it should be able to show it there. Google. All right, we are good to go. All right, sorry guys. As always, whenever I do these streams, because I'm always learning more and I'm always trying to up the game, because right now we're doing 5 streams simultaneously. So I'm always learning more. I'm always trying to implement more. Then sure enough, there's always some sort of technical difficulty. So right now, as I mentioned, we're streaming in 5 locations. We're streaming it to YouTube. We're streaming it to Facebook. We're streaming it 2 different Periscopes as well as Facebook here as well. So many different locations, a lot of different things going on, and we're still adapting to some of this sort of stuff as well. So for those that are now joining on YouTube, welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. I want to, again, maybe kind of recap what I was just explaining for those that are just joining in right now. Today's stream is on 7 critical keys to self-publishing success. That's going to help you to ensure that you can build a successful business long-term through publishing. Because I believe publishing is one of the most important skills that you need to cultivate in your business. Okay, publishing of content, publishing of videos, articles, publishing of books, publishing of social media. The moment that you hit and you publish something to your Facebook page or Instagram, that's the process of publishing content. And that's a very important skill to master because that's the direction of the internet. The internet is going in that direction of content. Content is king. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the 7 critical keys that can help ensure that you guys master your business long-term, build a sustainable business in whatever form that might be, whether it's publishing books, publishing videos, articles, or whatever that is. All right, so let's jump into things. I've got a lot of stuff I'm going to share with you guys, and time is of the essence. I want to be respectful of your guys' time. I know many of you guys are going to have questions throughout the stream as well, so I would encourage you to save it more to the end. I'll do a quick Q&A at the end where I'll jump into your questions or specific things. I really want to get across and share these 7 keys with you guys because I think it will really help you guys immensely. And what I do recommend is that you guys play full out on this stream. Okay, oftentimes when you're at a seminar or you're watching something, you're in a very passive mode. And the problem in consuming information in a very passive mode is that you're consuming this information, but the information gets associated to the emotional state that you're in. And so if you're just sitting there passively, just kind of sitting back and kind of consuming this, not really paying attention, you're not going to retain this information, and more so, you're not going to apply it. My whole goal here is not just for you to consume content and information, but to actually apply and take action so that you can actually get results with what I'm sharing with you. And so the way that you're going to be able to accomplish that is to actually make sure that you manage your emotional state, to make sure that you're focused, you eliminate all distractions, you get rid of anything that can distract you, whether that's taking the phone and putting it off the hook, or putting yourself in a room where nobody is going to interrupt you. Turn off Facebook and social media, unless of course you guys are streaming on that, but try to eliminate all those distractions so that you can focus. We live in an age where people have such a hard time focusing, and so sure enough, they don't fully comprehend the power that what I'm going to be sharing with you to actually be able to change your life. So focus, manage your emotional state, and even more so if you want to intensify it, I do recommend you take notes. Take out a journal, open up Evernote, open up a document in your computer, and actually write these things down, because the physical act of writing things down helps you internalize it much deeper, okay? And you're going to retain it a lot more, all right? And then the last piece I'll say in terms of playing full out is to actually engage. Actually leave a comment. If I ask you questions, leave a comment, engage with me, so that you're just not sitting there observing, but you're actually participating as well. All right, so leave a comment. We're going to get to the Q&A more later on. Hit the like button. Again, I appreciate that. That actually lets me know, by the way, when you hit like, or when you double tap here on Periscope, it actually lets me know that you're there. Because one of the funny things about streaming is like right now I'm just talking to a bunch of cameras, whereas if I was giving a seminar right now and there's actually an audience, like I can actually engage with them, right? They would actually like give me a round of applause or something like that and raise their hand and do those sort of things. And I can't, because I can't see you, the only way that I really know you applauding me or not is by you double tapping and hitting the like button. So I want to encourage you guys for that. All right, so let's jump into things. So the 7 keys, the 7 critical keys to self-publishing success. And by the way, if you guys are on the iPhone right now on Facebook or Periscope, this is going to be flipped because you guys are in selfie mode. Oftentimes people always say, you're writing in reverse. It's because it's on selfie mode. The reason why we're on selfie mode is so that I can actually see your comments and everything. So it's gonna be reversed for you guys. But the first key, one of the most important keys to success in publishing, is this right here, anticipation. And this pen sucks, so I'm gonna have to replace it. Anticipation, guys, anticipation. Anticipation is one of the most important skills that you need to master to succeed, not just in your business, but your entire life. The power of anticipation. Anticipation is the ability to see the road ahead, to see what's coming. Because the truth is, the world is changing so fast. We live in a very crazy time where change is inevitable. The world is changing constantly. Technology is changing, business is changing, industries are changing constantly. And if you don't anticipate and be able to see the changes that are coming ahead so that you could prepare and take advantage of them when they do occur, then what's going to happen is you're going to be in trouble. You're going to get left behind. Or something is going to change or happen that you're not going to be prepared for, and it's going to destroy your entire business. So anticipation is power. You got to be able to know and recognize what's coming and be able to adapt to it. You constantly have to adapt in business. That's the truth. That's the reality of it. You always have to prepare, and as changes occur, you have to adapt to that as well. Now, examples of anticipation comes in many different forms. Some of you guys right now are publishers on Amazon. Just, by the way, I'd love to hear for you guys to leave a comment. What is your business? Do you have an online business or not? If you don't, I'd love for you to leave a comment and just say yes or no, like yes, I have a business, or no, I don't. If you do have a business, I would love to know what kind of online business do you have. Are you a Kindle publisher? Do you publish to paperback, to Amazon, to audiobooks? Are you a blogger? Are you a YouTuber? Whatever that is, leave a comment, because that will help me be able to tailor what I'm going to be sharing with you more in your direction as well. Okay, so if you're a publisher to Amazon, Amazon is always changing. Okay, the trends are changing on Amazon. Amazon makes updates to their website constantly for publishers. That if you don't anticipate the changes that Amazon's making, the direction that they're going in, and you're a publisher and you're dependent on Amazon for your income stream, then what's going to happen is changes will occur because you didn't anticipate that change and adapt and prepare for it. Then that's going to radically affect your business. To give you guys an example of this, I've been involved online for many, many years. I've seen so many changes over the years, especially on Amazon. And with Amazon, they're always updating. They're always changing things. And I got to a point a few years ago, I got frustrated. I thought, you know what? Amazon's always changing things. I'm building a business. I'm making thousands of dollars from Amazon. Truth is, I don't even know much about Amazon. And I'm like, I'm dependent on this, Amazon for my income stream, and I don't even know anything about them, which is insane. They're my business partner essentially. So what I realized is that I needed to learn more about Amazon. I needed to study Amazon. I needed to learn their history. I need to get into the psychology and the vision of where that business is going, because if I want to be able to take advantage of Amazon and prosper from it, then I need to make sure that I understand their culture and what they're trying to accomplish so that I can be on the same page with it. You see, most people, they start an Amazon business just because they want to take advantage of Amazon. They just want to take from Amazon. They see Amazon as an opportunity to provide from them. But Amazon doesn't see it that way. Actually, Amazon sees it as them taking advantage of you, right? Because they want to use, they make their platform available to people like you and I so that we can publish and sell on Amazon so that we can help grow Amazon and help build their business. And so wouldn't it make sense to make sure you're aligned with that? So I went on a journey of trying to learn and study Amazon. And so one of the things I did is I bought some books. One of the books that I read was called The Everything Store. And the book, The Everything Store, is basically the story about Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, how he started Amazon, how he built the publishing, the Kindle publishing market and industry, and how he pissed off the whole traditional publishers and created a lot of drama and lawsuits there, and how he's got this ultimate vision of building the Everything Store. Amazon is the one-stop shop for everything. Anything you want to buy, people think of Amazon, right? That's his goal. And I was reading this book and I was really learning about Amazon, understanding how they run the business and how, what their values are. And for Amazon, one of the most important things is to ensure that they have raving fan customers. And so they want to make sure that the customers that buy from them are customers that are going to be lifelong customers. They're going to buy from them again and again. And so knowing this and understanding this was some very important information that would help me anticipate in my business. Realizing, okay, in order for me to prosper on Amazon, I need to anticipate and understand that if I'm going to be successful, I need to make sure that my content is quality, right? Because that's something that Amazon wants. They want a positive experience of their customers. I got to make sure that I'm promoting my product, my book, or whatever that is on Amazon as well, because Amazon, they want to grow. They want to get big. They want to attract more people to their platform to use them. And the reason why they make publishing available and their platform so easily available is because, again, they want people like you and I to go out there to publish on their website, have our own little Amazon listing, but then to go out there and promote Amazon, because they know that by you promoting your product on Amazon, it's going to help build Amazon more. And more so, they look at the long-term back end of you driving traffic and promoting Amazon, people signing up for an Amazon account, people setting up their credit card on Amazon, and then people, sure enough, when people buy from Amazon, they don't just buy one thing, right? They don't buy one thing, they buy multiple products. They have a whole shopping cart, they have a wish list, they sign up for Amazon Prime. That's what Amazon wants. And so I see a lot of sellers of Amazon publishers, they're like, okay, great, I want to use Amazon, and I just want to get all my sales from Amazon and Amazon search and categories and whatnot. But they don't realize that you're going to get rewarded more, because what Amazon wants is for you to promote them and to drive traffic to Amazon and not just be a taker, but also to give and help build Amazon as well. So anticipation, guys, hopefully that makes sense. You have to anticipate and see what's coming. I can give you guys countless examples in terms of Amazon. Give you an example, Amazon changes things in terms of the reviews. I knew years ago, because there are so many loopholes and gimmicks and shortcuts and stuff like that people often use and exploit. And for me, when I got started online, I was kind of that guy as well. I was doing some things that were a little bit gray hat. They're like kind of somewhat acceptable, but not really, but you can get away with it, and it's, everyone's doing it. And so there are certain things like that I got involved with, not just with Amazon, but just online business in general. I was doing search engine optimization, and everybody was doing certain things, and keyword stuffing and these things that you could do and get away with. But sure enough, if you anticipate, you'd be able to prepare for the changes that would occur and understand that those aren't going to be long-term strategies. And so that's what I recognized years ago, and I started changing my entire business to prepare based on anticipating what is going to come, and help prevent and avoid some of these mistakes, issues, and potential problems that can occur in your business. Most problems that occur in your business and in your life are because you failed to anticipate them. I'm going to say that again. Most of the problems and challenges that occur in your business and life are because you failed to anticipate those problems or challenges from occurring. Give you an example. Let's say a lawsuit. Most lawsuits are bound to happen in business, especially if you're successful enough in business. A lawsuit will occur. Well, someone that anticipates takes a step back and they think, okay, how can I protect myself from a potential lawsuit? How can I maybe hire a lawyer and make sure I have a disclaimer set up, and I've got the privacy policy and the terms of use on my website, and I've got everything set up and protected. I know for myself, years ago, I started making a lot of money online. I went from making, $50,000, $60,000 a year online to six figures over $100,000 a year. And then from after that, I went up to $700,000 in a year, and then $1.5 million in a year. And then this year, $2 million. And I was scaling it up. And I got to a point, I was like, oh my God, like, what if something happened? What if a problem or a lawsuit or something like that happened? And I started to anticipate, and then I got smart and I consulted with a lawyer and I helped protect my business so that if anything did occur, I could be prepared for that, right? And sure enough, I set up a holding company where I have a holding company as well as an operating company, and I transfer dividends to the holding company. The holding company, I invest that all the assets are protected, right? And setting up a corporation and the whole corporate structure, all these things because of I anticipated, all right? So I could talk on and on about this forever, to be honest with you guys, but I want to make that clear and share the importance of this is being able to see the road ahead, prepare for it, and the way that you anticipate is by getting outside of yourself. Getting outside of yourself, focusing on the bigger picture, understanding things more, and understand the trends and what's happening in the world, the direction it's going. This live stream that's happening right now is a result of me anticipating. All right, I realize, okay, live stream is big right now, right? It's the new trend. And, right now I realize, okay, video is big. That's the direction right now. Video is huge. You look on Facebook, you look on YouTube, you look on Instagram, Snapchat, tons of video. So I realized, okay, I got to adapt. I got to start utilizing video more. I need to start doing live streaming. And so I started learning and preparing for it. And sure enough, live streaming right now is the cutting edge of what's the most effective in reaching people right now online. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not a pioneer with this. I'm definitely further behind, but I'm further ahead than most when it comes to live streaming because a lot of people are still catching up to it. So this is the result of anticipating what's coming, what's changing in the world, and adapting. Very important, okay? Sound good? All right. So let's move on to number 2. So we're going to use green right now because my black isn't very good. The second critical key to success with your self-publishing business is quality. Okay, quality. This is very important. And I know it sounds overly simplified. You might be thinking I already know that. I already know, quality is important. But I want you guys to associate the quality at a higher level because quality is really one of the key ingredients that will help you succeed online. If you're publishing books, you got to make sure that they're quality books. You can't just publish garbage and expect to really succeed. And quality, by the way, means many different things to different niches, markets, and different people. Depending on the market that you're in, quality might mean something totally different. If you're in, let's say, the nonfiction, you're publishing nonfiction books or content of some sort, you got to really understand the market that you're publishing in. You got to understand the needs, the problems, the desires, the emotions, what those people really want. Why are they buying your product? Why are they consuming your content? What are they trying to get from that? Because if you can understand that and enter into someone's world, then you'll be able to more effectively meet their needs more than anyone else. And you could do that by effectively sharing powerful quality content with them. So quality content can mean many things. It can mean, it can be dependent on the writing of your if you're writing a book, the grammar, the style of writing, the spelling of things. It could be the information. I think the information is even the more important thing, to be honest with you, the information and ensuring that the information effectively gives people what they want. It delivers on whatever promise that you're providing, right? Whatever the headline is of your book, whatever the headline is of your article, your video, whatever it is, you got to make sure that you deliver, but even more so over-deliver. Because if you just deliver to someone, you'll get a customer, but ultimately what you want in your business is raving fans. Raving fans. The way that you build raving fans is you over-deliver. You give people so much more than what they expected, more than what they paid for, more than what they dreamed of. And when you do that effectively, people are going to keep coming back to you for more. I remember reading a book called Don't Shoot the Dog. And this book is about human behavior, but also goes into a lot of animal behavior because the way that you train animals is actually similar to how human beings are trained and how we develop habits and behavior as well. And the author was going into sharing how to train a dolphin. And dolphins are some of the most smartest animals, mammals, I don't know what they are. They're the smartest fish in the world. And the way that you train a dolphin is not through punishment. Because if you punish a dolphin for not doing a certain thing that you asked it for it to do, it's just going to swim away. And so the way that you train a dolphin is through positive reinforcement. And it's the same thing, by the way, with human beings. The more that you reinforce in a positive way, some sort of pattern, behavior, whatever it is, then the more likely it's going to be repeated. Whatever it gets reinforced gets repeated. But what also this author found is that if every once in a while you do what is called a jackpot, where you just like, for example, for a dolphin, if you give it a fish every time it does something that you say, and then you just do that, you can't be predictable with it either, you just kind of do it sporadically. But every once in a while you do a jackpot where you just give the dolphin a whole bucket of fish, then what happens is the dolphin goes insane. Like so much pleasure goes off in that dolphin, and it becomes conditioned even more so. And I think it's the same thing in business, where the customers that you have, you've got to make sure that you over deliver and you give bonuses and surprises, and you really go above and beyond to make sure that you're effectively meeting their needs. You do that, you got a customer for life. They're not going to go to anyone else. They're going to keep coming back to you again and again, and you're going to be able to play out the long game. But the problem is, most people play the short game. Most people, they just focus on just getting that sale, and they don't think even anything beyond that. And I'm going to talk about that as well, because I think that's very important, and understanding the back end and the long-term value that each customer can provide for you in your business. Okay? Now, in terms of quality, I think it's kind of a double-edged sword here. There's different ways of looking at it, okay? Quality, I think, also means, in my opinion, constant, never-ending improvement, where you're always trying to improve whatever it is that you're publishing as well, whether it's a book, content, you're improving yourself, or whatever it is. And I think a lot of people, they think, okay, well, quality, I can't produce quality. There's a lot of limiting beliefs that people have. There's fears, there's doubts. A lot of people, they think, for example, they say, Stefan, I'm not a great writer. I'm not great in front of the camera. I can't, I don't have the expertise or the experience or the knowledge to be able to share really high quality. And I think that can hold a lot of people back. And I think that at the beginning, when you're first starting out, you don't have to be Stephen King. You don't have to be, the best of the best. What you got to understand is that developing quality is a process. Nobody started out as an expert. Nobody started out as an amazing writer. Nobody started out with perfect speaking ability and perfect English. Everybody just got started, and because they had the mindset of constant improvement, the growth mentality, they were able to improve their ability to create content. When I started off as a writer, when I started off as in front of video and speaking, I was not as polished as I am now. I was horrible. But I just focused on improving, and sure enough, as time goes on, whatever you continuously focus on, you're going to get better at, you're going to improve at. And as long as you have that mentality, you can go back, you can improve it. The great thing about the internet is that you can go back, you can improve things. If you publish a Kindle book, it's not like it's set in stone forever. You could easily go back in and re-update it, and within 24 hours, that book will be updated on Amazon. Simple as that, right? You publish a blog post, you can easily go in and edit it and change it and update it. So understanding that quality is a process you can improve over time, and also not getting caught up in being a perfectionist. Because at the same time, that can inhibit a lot of people as well, where they think, oh my God, my quality has to be so amazing that they spend a year working on it, and sure enough, they never actually get it out there. And whatever it is that they want to share dies at their lips. And I know for myself, I remember, when I first started, I wrote a book years ago. It was a dating book when I got started online, and I wanted to share my experiences and tips and stuff that helped me dating and confidence and social skills. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm gonna write this incredible book. And it took a year to write it. And when I published it, it didn't sell. And I had spent a year trying to create this, being a perfectionist, because I just it had to be perfect in my mind. And sure enough, I didn't get a return on all that time that I spent. So I think you got to be strategic with it. Now, another important point I want to share on this before we move on is content is also relative to the expectations that others have of you. So let me give you an example. For me, at the position that I'm in right now, I have a brand, I have a reputation, there's already a certain standard of quality that everybody expects from me, right? So if you guys follow me on YouTube or social media or buy anything from me, you guys are used to expecting a level of quality. And so for me, when I publish quality or publish content, whether that's a course, a book, anything, I have a certain standard of quality that everyone else expects from me that I have to live up to. If I publish quality less than that, less than your standard of what you guys expect, then I'm gonna lose trust, relationship, and you guys aren't gonna probably be a lifelong customer of mine. So for me, I have to, because there's a higher standard, I have to rise up to that standard and make sure I'm consistent with that. But when you're first starting out, okay, you're first brand new, nobody knows who you are, you have no reputation, you can publish quality. It doesn't have to be at a certain standard because you don't have a reputation to live up to. You can start small and improve that as time goes on. Oftentimes that's what I recommend for people that are starting publishing is I say, you know what, you don't have to spend all this money or time to publish. You can just get started, get a book up there, get a blog up there, get whatever up there, and then just improve as you go. And it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes because at the beginning you got nothing to lose. There's no risk. For me, when you have a reputation and brand, it's like there's much more risk. Now there's more guaranteed chance of success because of the following that I have and the standard that I live up to of quality. People are more likely to buy whatever it is that I publish or sell or create because people have that experience. They already have a positive experience of the quality and what I provide for them. But when you're first starting out, there's no risk. You have nothing to lose. So I don't recommend that you, when you're first starting out, don't be a perfectionist and just get started. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay if it's not as good as other people. Don't compare yourself to others. Just get started and learn as you go. I can tell you guys when I started, what I published years ago compared to today, I wouldn't be proud of looking back on. Because I've changed and grown and improved so much that I look back at my old videos, I look back at old writing that I did in books, and I'm like, man, that sucked compared to where I'm at today. But the key thing is you got to get started and you got to improve from there. And as long as you have that mentality, you'll prosper, you'll do well. And when you build that audience, you build that list, that following, then your quality, everything improves thereafter that as well, okay? So that's number 2, quality. Very important, guys. Anticipation, number 2 is quality. And by the way, for those that are on just joining right now on Periscope and Facebook, the reason why it's flipped, reverse, is not because I'm amazing and I can write things in reverse. It's because you guys are in selfie mode right now on the iPhone. Selfie mode, it basically reverses it like a mirror, and it's because I can see your guys' comments and actually engage with you guys. I could turn around the iPhone, but then I'm not going to be able to see your guys' comments. So that's the reason why it's reversed. And we're streaming this also on the Project Life Mastery YouTube channel, as well as on the Stefan James Facebook from the high quality camera there as well. So if you guys, if you can't read what I'm saying, which I'm not really even writing much, then go on the bigger stream and you'll be able to enjoy it a lot better, I think. Okay. How's everyone doing, by the way? Good so far? Awesome. Someone says, loving it. Thank you. Awesome, guys. Make sure that you guys hit the like button if you guys enjoy it so far, if you guys enjoy what I'm sharing. And again, I'm going to get to questions in a little bit, but I want to go through the 5 other keys. And I really try to emphasize some of these points because I don't want to just give you the information. If I just give you the information, you're gonna think, okay, big deal, who cares? You're gonna move on. I want to passionately communicate these keys for you guys because I want you guys to associate to the importance of it, the value of it, so that you can really internalize it within yourself. And that's why I'm really going over it, so that I can help you guys shift your association and your belief and your mindset to this. So that's why I'm going to spend a little bit extra time to go over some of these things with you guys to make sure you guys really understand it and more so actually apply it. And hopefully you guys are taking notes, writing things down, and actually apply what I'm sharing with you guys moving forward. Now, the third key, You know what? We're gonna change the color. What color? I got blue. I got red. My favorite color is blue, so we're gonna go with blue. Although this one's not that good either. Okay, so number 3 is diversification. Diversification, very important, okay? You need to diversify in your online business. And specifically, you need to diversify your income streams. You can't depend on one income stream online. It's too crazy if you are. If you're only depending on one stream of income and you think that that's gonna last forever, then you're gonna be in trouble. You need to make sure that you have multiple streams of income in your business. So for example, I meet a lot of publishers that are just publishing on Kindle. And they come to me and say, Stefan, you know, I'm doing really well. I'm making $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month from my Kindle books or my Kindle book, they'll say. And I say, great, but you know, you're doing well, congratulations, but what are you doing to diversify that? Because if you're only depending on one book, one product, one income stream, and you're only depending on Amazon and that's your entire livelihood, then what are you gonna do if something happens? Something changes. What are you gonna do if something happens to Amazon? What are you gonna do if something happens to your industry or your market or your reviews or your rankings or whatever it might be? If that's the only thing that you depend on and something happens, then you're gonna freak out. You're gonna be in panic. And you know, I've been through that many times, so I'm not pointing the finger. I've been through that myself, and I learned this the hard way. And to give you guys an example, I remember years ago, I was doing a lot of SEO, search engine optimization. I was ranking these blogs in Google, and I was awesome at it. I was doing really well. I was ranking for all these different keywords. I was getting a lot of traffic, and I was promoting different products and doing very well with that. And what happened was, all of a sudden, one day, Google decided to update their algorithms. Right? Google has these very sophisticated algorithms that are always changing constantly. And one of the changes that they made at the time was called Google Penguin. Okay, Google Penguin Update. And the Google Penguin Update totally changed certain things, you know, based on relevancy and backlinking and all these different things. And all of a sudden, what happened literally overnight, my blogs that I had that were ranked for all these keywords, the traffic, went from, you know, what it was doing to cutting like down to like 70% of what it was. Like just totally like a huge drop, like 70% drop. And that sure enough affected 70% of the income that I was making, and I was in total panic. And I was freaking out. And I think at the time I was making around $5,000 a month. I was living off of that income, which makes it even scarier. I didn't have any plan B. And you know, because I didn't anticipate, because I didn't focus on diversification, I got into trouble. And sure enough, I had to rebuild what I had done. And actually, funny enough, it actually led me in the direction of publishing, which I was able to do very well with. So diversification is very important because diversification helps you protect yourself. It helps you protect your assets. And you know, if you have, for example, multiple books, multiple income streams in multiple niches or markets or industries, then one thing could happen to one book and everything is still going to be sustainable. It's still going to be everlasting, right? So making sure you diversify, very important, guys. What does it look like if you're publishing on Amazon? Have more than one book. You know, you don't have to have 100 books. Like a lot of people think, I need to have like 100 books to make a lot of money. You don't. You can actually have a few books. Maybe like, you know, you want to have a portfolio of books, like a little complementary books of maybe 5 or 10 books in a certain niche or market. And then that way, you know, something happens to one, the other ones are still going to do well. You know, and then also, you know, not just depending on Kindle, but also doing paperback and then also doing audiobooks. So all of a sudden now you're turning your 5 or 10 books from 5 to 10 income streams to now up to potentially 30 different income streams, right? Because each book can provide an income for you on each different platform, which is now powerful. Because what if the industry changes? What if the trends change? What if, you know, for example, paperback, books start to really grow, or maybe audiobooks grow and your income goes up there and then things drop in another area. Because you're diversified, things kind of even itself out. It's kind of like owning a mutual fund or an index fund. It helps mitigate your risk. And that's especially important if you're expecting to depend and live off this income, right? If you're expecting to live off this income and quit your job and be dependable for it, you want to make sure that you're diversified with that. Another key to diversification is thinking about the back end, right? So thinking about other income streams that you can utilize from the customers and the people that you're acquiring in your business. One of my favorite ways is when I acquire customers is I focus on building a list. I focus on building a relationship with people. And I focus on finding other ways that I can meet their needs. And also other income streams. So for example, affiliate marketing is actually one of my favorite ways to make money online because I can promote someone else's product and earn a commission without having to create that product, right? I can get an affiliate link, join these affiliate programs, promote their product to my list, to my customers. I didn't have to go through the hassle, the risk, everything involved to create it. And I just promote and share, and I can easily earn money by doing that. And all of a sudden, you've got another income stream in your business, right? In my business, for example, I have so many different income streams that I can't even count how many there are. You know, I've got a publishing business with tons of books on Kindle, paperback, audiobook. I do affiliate marketing. Like, I can't even tell you how many affiliate programs and affiliate streams that I have money coming in from based on different parts of my business. That is just consistent month after month. At least 6 figures a year in just affiliate marketing alone. You know, YouTube, for example, I get paid from YouTube ads. So I think right now my earnings are around $2,300 a month just from YouTube ads, which is pretty cool. You know, selling my own products, my own courses. I've got a supplement business, my own physical products as well. You know, even to as far as selling these little wristbands, these mastery wristbands here that I'm wearing on my wrist, all different income streams, right? And it's all diversified. So in doing so, I've got a very secure business. I've also got a software business. We have software that we developed and help publishers to be able to manage their business and their books and to be able to promote and market their books called K-Optimizer. You guys can check that out. Quality software. I do coaching, consulting, many different streams of income. So my business is more sustainable and more secure. Okay, so very important, diversify your business, all right, as much as possible. And if you guys haven't yet watched a video that I did on my YouTube channel on your publishing Parthenon, where I basically share that a publishing Parthenon is where basically, the Parthenon is a concept from J. Abraham, but most people have a one-legged stool, which is basically just, you know, it's just basically that. Right? A one-legged stool, which is like if your business is just Amazon, for example, it can easily fall over, right? That's not sustainable at all. Whereas what you want to do is you want to build a Parthenon. A Parthenon has multiple pillars. This blue pen's not working out very well. That is my Parthenon. I'm actually half Greek too, so I should be able to draw these better. But a publishing Parthenon has multiple pillars, right? So here you got Amazon. Here you might have, well, let's say this is Amazon Kindle. You got a Kindle book. You've got a paperback book on CreateSpace. You got an audio book on Audible through ACX. You got affiliate marketing. Maybe eventually you have your own products, either physical or digital products. Now you have multiple streams. So what happens is you knock out one pillar, man, the structure still remains. It's still steady, it's still strong, right? Even if you knock out another pillar, it's still you know, a strong structure that's going to be able to withstand the test of time, right? So you got to be able to prepare through diversifying in that way. So blue is not working out for us, so let's try red. Get all the colors here. All right, so the first one we talked about, anticipation. Very important. We already talked about the power of anticipation. You got to know the road ahead. You got to prepare for it. Number 2 is quality. You got to make sure that you are publishing quality. Quality is what's going to help you to be able to effectively attract people, build a relationship, add value, and also ensure that your products, your books, whatever it is, your content will continue to prosper for a long time. You got to get out of the mentality of just short-term thinking, start thinking long-term. and diversifying your income streams in many different ways so that you're not just dependent on one thing, okay? Very important. Now, number 4, the fourth critical key is marketing. Marketing. And again, I know this is an overly simplified thing. You might think, big deal, marketing. Marketing is one of the most important skills that you can have in your business. And marketing is really one of the most important things that will allow you to really make a lot of money online. See, I think a lot of people, they get caught up in just being a publisher. And they don't think of themselves as a marketer. And to give you guys an example, I've got a great course called K-Money Mastery, which helps people get started to sell on Amazon by publishing books. And with K-Money Mastery, the goal, it's a really inexpensive product, and the goal is to help people to be able to publish online, to publish to Kindle specifically, right? To create a book and identify a niche and publish it and get it up there and get it selling. I've got another course called Full Disclosure. And Full Disclosure, the purpose of that one is to get someone to expand their identity from a publisher to an internet marketer. Because as a publisher, you have the potential of making thousands of dollars. But as an internet marketer, you have the potential of earning millions of dollars. So internet marketing is one of the most important skills, and marketing essentially means that you're taking advantage of all the different platforms and channels that are available to you to be able to effectively market and attract people to you online. So through marketing, there's many ways of marketing a product. If you can understand marketing and learn how to market online, you're going to be able to succeed and sell any product that you want as long as there's a demand and a market for it. Marketing is something that a lot of people neglect. They say, oh, I'm just going to publish, I'm going to put out content. You could have the best quality content, you could be diversified, you can anticipate, but if you're not marketing, then again, that amazing content, no one's going to actually be able to consume it. No one's going to be able to benefit from it. And oftentimes, the most successful products aren't even the best products. They're the ones that are the best marketed, right? If you look at, for example, Apple, when they came out with the iPod wasn't the best MP3 player on the market. There's much better MP3 players out there, but Apple just did a better job at marketing than all the other companies out there. So marketing is very powerful. Marketing, there's many different ways of marketing. You got to learn them all. Or learn as many as possible that are relevant to your niche, your market, and the people that you're trying to reach. Marketing could be Facebook marketing, could be YouTube marketing, could be blogging, could be search engine optimization, it could be pay-per-click advertising, it could be publishing press releases, it could be doing Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, article marketing. There's many different forms of marketing out there, and you've got to understand and learn them so that you can effectively drive traffic and promote whatever product that you have, the book that you have, or whatever it is, right? And you want to, again, be diversified in your marketing as well. Not just be diversified in your income streams, but also diversified in your marketing. Because, again, you don't want to depend on one source of marketing. Amazon is one source of marketing, right? Amazon search, Amazon's a search engine. People search for keywords. That is one source of being able to attract people to you to buy your book on Amazon. That's only one thing, though. The problem is you're competing with everyone else in doing that. Whereas if you actually realize and anticipate, again, going back to what Amazon wants, you understand what they want, which is for you to go out there and promote Amazon and drive traffic from outside of Amazon, then you recognize, okay, you know what? Everyone else is just sharing and competing on Amazon. Why don't I go out there and promote and market outside of Amazon? Why don't I create a Facebook fan page in my market and build it up? And then now I have a source of where I can promote my book or my product, and I can drive sales, and now I'm not dependent on Amazon. In fact, maybe at a certain point you want to get away from Amazon. I know a lot of people that are physical sellers on Amazon. They sell physical products, including myself. At a certain point, they get away from Amazon. They set up their own Shopify store, right? So now they're selling on Amazon, but they're also selling through Shopify. Maybe eventually they get into retail. Maybe eventually they set up another store, other platforms elsewhere, because they don't want to depend, again, just on one thing. You want to build something bigger than just that one thing. You want to build that Parthenon, okay? So make sure that you're marketing in many different ways. And yes, it does take time to learn, but when you learn these skills, like I said, you'll be able to succeed and prosper in any market or industry out there. You know, I'm successful today because of these strategies I'm sharing with you, but I've been a very effective marketer. I utilize everything as much as possible in my business. I mean, in my business, I have multiple income streams, including publishing, physical products, my own products, affiliate marketing, etc. But I do blogging, at search engine optimization. You know, we get over 100,000 unique visitors a month to our blog. YouTube marketing, I utilize that like crazy. Over 400,000 plus views every single month on YouTube. Over, you know, I think 7 million views total, which is pretty cool. Facebook, you know, right now we're streaming to two different Facebook pages. The Stefan James one, over 100,000 fans. Project Life Mastery one, 68,000 fans. Instagram, I've got multiple Instagrams, one as high as 48,000 followers, I think. You know, Twitter, everything that I possibly can use and think of, I utilize in my business because I want to attract people from everywhere. And again, I want to be diversified in that. Okay? So marketing is key. That's something, again, I focus on teaching more marketing skills inside the full disclosure membership for my publishers and everything, and sharing some of the strategies I utilize. But there's many that are out there, guys. The internet is an incredible thing. We're so blessed to be given this incredible opportunity. And these platforms are free. Like Facebook is free, YouTube is free. These things are very you know, inexpensive, like blogging and setting up a domain name, you know, and setting up a blog and hosting. It's like very inexpensive, right? So anybody can do this stuff. It's not rocket science. It just requires you learning and focusing on mastering it, okay? So very important. Now, the fifth thing I'm going to share, and I think we're going to go back to green. The fifth key, and maybe I'll swap these ones around because this one's kind of related to what I'm talking about. The fifth key is branding, okay? Branding, building a brand, because building a brand is the ultimate competitive advantage in business. Building a brand. Building something more than just a product, a brand. What is a brand? A brand is really just a name. It's a name. It's a name that a mass number of people recognize and associate an emotion to. What's the difference between Coca-Cola and the no-name brand cola that you buy at Safeway? Coca-Cola is a brand. It's a name that people recognize, that they associate a positive emotion to. So people will pay more money for Coca-Cola and more likely to buy it as opposed to the no-name brand that is 25 cents that is maybe, you know, similar quality than Coca-Cola is, right? That's what a brand is. Now, the way you build a brand is through effective marketing, quality, and what I'm sharing with you guys. If you publish quality, you attract people to that quality content, books, products, whatever it is, through marketing, then people, through receiving the value that you're providing to them, they get benefit from it, they associate an emotion to your brand. So to give you guys an example, my brand is Project Life Mastery, right? That's the brand that I built over the last now 5 years. And the way that I built my brand is through publishing quality content, quality books, quality videos, quality articles, quality products, right? Publishing quality, effectively marketing my products, my content, my books, etc. And when you do that, people receive value and benefit. They associate that to Project Life Mastery. So now with my brand, I built a brand that people recognize, people they trust, they associate positive emotion to. That's why you guys are here. That's why people buy from me, is because of the brand that I've built, right? People are more likely to buy from me as opposed to someone they've never heard of, right? Because they associate a positive emotion to the brand, right? That's what essentially marketing is. You know, if you watch TV commercials, you might be thinking, oftentimes you watch these commercials and you're like, okay, what was the purpose of that commercial? You know, and oftentimes what they're doing is they're trying to associate an emotion to their brand or their product, right? So for example, you watch like a beer commercial during, the football game or whatever, and they're selling Budweiser, and they have these like pretty girls, and they put on music and stuff, and they're basically using music and women and certain images and visuals and certain things to help you associate emotion to their product, right? Because they can elicit you in a certain state, and then when they get you in that state, they flash the product, and then you start to build that neural association to their product. So you're going to be more likely to buy it, right? So that's, part of the process of effective marketing through building your brand. And when you build a brand, you're going to be able to succeed long-term in your business, because as changes occur, they're not going to affect you. So give you guys an example of this. Let's take Apple, the biggest company in the world. Apple, I remember years ago, Steve Jobs was talking to his team at Apple, and he asked the team, what business are we in? And at the time, his team said, we're in the business of selling computers, right? We're a computer business. And then he realized, okay, in order to build a brand bigger than that, we can't just depend on that. We got to be more flexible than that. So then he asked the question, what business do we need to be in? And he realized that we need to be in the business of connecting people with their passions. And they recognized that what their brand was about, what they wanted to communicate with people, how they wanted to market. And sure enough, today, Apple, 85% of Apple, their business is the iPhone. 15% is the MacBook, the iPad, the Apple Watch, Apple TV, etc. So they realized that because of their brand and understanding the market, they were able to actually to sell go in a different direction, right, than computers, go in a different direction because of the brand that they built. And sure enough, what happens is, because they built the brand, what happens when Apple releases a product? You guys know what happens. People line up outside the Apple store. It doesn't matter what the product is. Apple can sell anything at this point, but because people have such a positive association to them, they love them so much, it's a part of their identity, people will line up to buy the product. I've got the iPhone 7 that I got, and there's criticism about it and stuff like that. I'm an Apple guy. I've got 3 iPhones here. I've got a MacBook. I've got an iPad here as well. I got tons of Apple products. I got the Apple Watch. I'm a raving fan of Apple. I associate to that brand. And so, do I need 3 iPhones? No, but I went out and bought a new one because, I identify with that brand. That's the power of a brand, right? They can get someone like me who's going to be a lifelong customer and spend a lot of money with the business because of the branding, the marketing, and what they've established. Okay, so how does this become practical? It becomes practical by you building a brand through your books, through your content, whatever it is. And I recommend you got to have a name for your brand, right? Not just have a product, but have a name in a certain niche or market, and get the domain name, set up a blog or a website for that. And through the process of publishing and sharing quality content and marketing, you're building up that name. You're building up that brand name. And that's going to grow as time goes on, and it's going to be one of the most powerful channels for you to be able to make money from long term in your business. Okay, so I could talk forever about branding. It's so important, and it's something that I've recognized now for the last few years, and building that up through everything that I do, because that is the long game. Because when you build that, then that's what's going to allow you to build the value of your business long term. Okay, so let's move on. And we're going to stick with green. And we're going to do 2 more here, guys, before we get to the Q&A. But number 6 is relationships. Relationships. Very important. This is a critical key in your business. Relationships. The most valuable asset that you have in your business, the most valuable asset by far, is the trust and relationship with your customers. That's the most valuable asset. Your customers, or even your followers, your audience, people that subscribe to you, that follow you, that's the most valuable asset. Because if people like, know, and trust you, then they're going to be more likely to do business with you as opposed to anyone else out there. So building up that trust, that relationship is very important. When you get a customer, you sell a product, you publish content, whatever it is, you got to make sure that that is a relationship, that's something that actually turns into a relationship, right? Because a lot of people, they buy a book, they consume your content, and then that's it, they leave. right? They don't, you're not building a relationship over the long term with them. And you're missing out on a lot of potential money if that's the case for you in your business, because we live in the hardest time today to get someone to part with their money to buy for the very first time from you. It's very hard. There's many different things that are competing for your time, distracting people. There's fear, there's uncertainty, there's unknown that people have in buying from you. But when someone does buy from you, you deliver quality to them, you add value to them. Now you're giving them certainty. And with that certainty, then they're going to want to, if you actually get them to subscribe to your list and you can build a long-term relationship, then we live in the easiest time to get someone to buy from you again and again because of that relationship, and they've already gone from uncertainty to certainty, if that makes sense. Okay, so once someone likes, knows, and trusts you, it's much, much easier for them to buy from you again and again. To give you an example, one thing that prevents people from even buying my products is uncertainty, right? The fear of the unknown. People don't know what they're going to get, what to expect. They don't know if it's going to be real, if it's legitimate, if they can get their money back, if there's a money back guarantee, if they're going to get their money back. There's all this fear, unknowns, uncertainty people have. Is it going to work? Can I do this? Lots of fear. And sure enough, when people do buy a product, then what happens is, they see the value of it, they go through it, they're blown away, they enjoy it. I over-deliver for them, and it just really helps them meet their needs. What happens is now they feel certainty. So now that they've crossed that threshold of like fear and the unknown, not knowing who I am or whatever, and then they buy it, become a customer, now that person, because they're already a customer, they know what to expect, and they have that trust and that relationship with me, they're going to be much more likely to buy another potential product that I might have in the future. In fact, some of the other products that I have, people will buy them that are repeat customers because they've received value and benefited from other products and courses that I've had, that they went ahead and they bought my newest product, or something new that I develop or whatever it is. And so that's the power of building a relationship with people. So one tip that I have, one of the most important things for you guys, is when somebody goes to your blog, watches a video, buys your book, whatever it might be, you always got to provide the opportunity for that person to continue the relationship with you. One of the best ways to do that is to get them to subscribe to an email list. When they enter their name and email, they subscribe to your list, now you have the ability to communicate with that person over a period of time. You can communicate with them once a week by email and send out broadcast emails to your entire list. Once a week, you can send them more content, you can ask them questions, you can engage with them, you can survey them, you can promote, market to them, provide other options, meet their needs, solve their problems, and that can allow you to be able to prolong that relationship. To give you guys an example, I've got customers that bought from me years ago that continue to buy from me today because of that relationship. I got people that subscribed to my email list years ago, never before bought anything from me, and then maybe 5 years later they finally decide to buy something from me just because my consistency of adding value to them over the last 5 years. So sometimes you're not going to make an initial return from someone, but if you focus on the long term, then there's the potential for you to be able to monetize and profit long term. So focus on the long-term relationship. Okay, don't just go out there and have a bunch of short-term relationships. You don't want to have a bunch of flings. You want to make sure they're building long-term relationships that are mutually beneficial. You're adding value to them, they're adding value to you, and that's how you're going to make sure that you succeed long-term. That's going to help you ensure that you're building a brand as well, and that's going to be one of the most important things that you can utilize in your business. Okay, and the great thing is when you build a list, changes happen online, Amazon changes things, you're still fine because you have the list. The list is something that you own, right? When you sell books on Amazon, Amazon doesn't give you their customer information. They don't give you the customer email address because they don't view them as your customers, they view them as their customers, right? Because Amazon, they kind of view it as they're using you in a way to help promote them and get more customers to them, and they understand the long-term value. They want you to promote Amazon and promote your book and product on Amazon so that they can build that relationship with that person. That person can continuously buy from Amazon for life, right? That's why Amazon, they don't really make much money from books and and stuff like that. They lose money. They lose money on their Kindles, actually. They take a loss, but they understand the long-term value of that customer. They're not in it just for the short-term profits. They're in it for the long term, right? So that's the mentality you got to have, is be in it for the long term, build that long-term relationship. And sure enough, in any relationship, at the beginning, you always often have to give more than what you receive back, right? Like if you have a kid, you're basically in a relationship with a child where you're going to have to constantly give and meet that child's needs, and you're not going to get anything back. All there's going to be is constant demands of you. But sure enough, as giving to that child and helping nurturing and growing that child and teaching it, then you're going to receive the reward and the benefit from that. So always focus on the long term and understand the beginning point of a relationship. You got to give more than what you can expect to receive back. Okay? All right. Last one, and then we're going to get into some Q&A. Hopefully you guys are doing well, and hopefully, again, you guys are engaged, you guys are focused, paying attention, liking the video, thumbs up if you guys are enjoying it. I appreciate it, guys. Let's move on to number 7. Number 7 is to get help. Get help. This is the 7th most important key in your self-publishing success. Now, what does get help mean? Get help means many different things. It means, number 1, you've got to build a team. You can't just build a business by yourself, because you're going to be limiting yourself, your growth, as well as your freedom. You want to be in a position where you're working on the business and not in the business. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs or people, they start a business and they're just doing everything themselves. And oftentimes that's what you got to do when you first get started. But at a certain point, when you start making money in your business, you want to reinvest back into that business so that you can build a team, so you can start to outsource and delegate different things to different people. You can automate your business. You can free up your time so that you're not focused on the things that aren't the most important things in the business, the most highest level income generating activities. And you can focus on the more important things. That's one of the most important things you got to recognize. You don't want to do everything yourself. You want to leverage yourself as much as possible. You want to get help. One of the ways you leverage yourself is that you hire other people. You might hire a graphics designer that can help you do graphics. You might hire writers or editors, people that can format, people can do some of the marketing for you, that can help you do some of this stuff, right? You don't have to do it all on your own. You can use technology. You can use the internet. You can outsource. One of the greatest things that you can utilize is virtual assistants, because you can hire people online virtually very inexpensively, especially in some countries like the Philippines or India or Bangladesh, that as low as $3 an hour. You can hire people. That's a great wage for them where they live, but it's a much different economy. In the US dollar, everything is much different than those that are in those other countries. And so you can get labor much cheaper than you ever could before in history, which is an amazing thing. My whole team is virtual. I have people that work from home. I've got people in North America, United States, Philippines, that work for me in my business. And I recognize that I can't build my business by myself. I got to use other people. So you got to eventually get out of that mentality. At the beginning, you're going to have to maybe do a lot of this stuff yourself, but you want to start to think how you can use other people so you can leverage yourself, or use technology to help you grow. Right? Technology is great. That's the ultimate, because you don't have to manage it, right? There's softwares, like if you're a Kindle publisher, my brother and I, we created a software called K-Optimizer at koptimizer.com that helps publishers be able to promote their books and manage it. Software always trumps people, because people you still have to manage, whereas software, it's like an automated thing, right? So software is key. That's a form of getting help. Hiring people, virtual assistants, to help you promote your books, your products, to do some of these boring, mundane, repetitive things that you often have to do. Utilize other people to help you do that, okay? Again, remember to work on the business, not in the business. And getting help also means getting help in terms of knowledge, information, not trying to reinvent the wheel, not trying to figure out everything on your own. Instead, being intelligent and recognizing that you can learn from other people that have already been there and done it, that already have the answers. They've already been where you want to go. They've already paved the way for you, and you can learn from them and learn what to avoid, what to do, and the fastest path to getting to where you want to go. That's why I love the internet, because the internet provides so much incredible information. And right now doing this stream, I'm providing and sharing information. I'm sharing my experiences with you guys that hopefully you guys can benefit from. There's books out there, there's courses, there's resources, there's seminars, there's coaches, there's mentors. There's many different resources out there that can help you. I've got products and courses that I'm sure everyone here could benefit from, but beyond that, there's other people's products and courses as well that you can benefit from as well. And so I've committed, I realized one of the most important things in my life that has contributed to my success is constant never-ending improvement. I'm always trying to learn more. I never believe that I know it all. I always humble myself and recognize that I can always learn from other people. No matter how successful that you become, you can always still learn from others. You can model from them and learn the strategies, and that's what allows you to compress time. You know, for example, what I share inside my Kindle course, K-Money Mastery, that literally has information that took me several years to learn and condense and go through. I had to discard all the garbage out there, put together what works, what helps people, put it together in one place so that people can save time. Now, if you were to try to learn all the things that I share inside that course, you can do that without investing in a course or investing or learning from someone else, but it's going to take you years of going through that process to learn it. You're going to learn it the hard way. Information, courses, products, coaches, mentors, seminars, books, they condense time and they prevent you from having to go through that, trying to reinvent the wheel to try to discover what works. Much rather just save time, spend the money, learn directly from someone that's just going to give you and tell you what to do, what works. You just do that, and sure enough, that's what's going to help you accelerate that path to mastery, right? So courses, I love. Products like that, they're going to teach you these things. The marketing skills, they're going to teach you to publish and how to diversify, do all this sort of stuff, creating the brand, the relationship. That's what I've made my intent in creating the products that I have and worked very hard on to share my experiences, my knowledge, and the things that I've been able to benefit from that help me build my businesses, to share that with other people to help save you time. For me, I'm always learning. I'm going to seminars, I'm buying books and products and courses, etc., because I understand the value of this. And Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, he said the best investment you can ever make is not in real estate, it's not in a stock, but it's in yourself. The best investment you can ever make is in yourself, your own knowledge and skills, because if you improve yourself and you shift your mindset, you learn and develop the skills, you will be able to succeed no matter what, right? No matter what business that you go into, someone that's successful, it doesn't matter what they do, they start a new business from scratch, they got to start over, they're going to be successful because they have the mindset, the mentality, the skills of success. They've mastered that, right? And that comes through investing in yourself and constantly improving yourself. So I want to make that clear, is don't just get help by hiring people, but also get help through other resources that can benefit you as well. Does that make sense? Yes? Awesome, guys. So we're going to get to Q&A in a bit. Just to, again, kind of recap the 7 critical keys to self-publishing success is anticipation, knowing the road ahead, quality, and you improve the quality over time, okay? And again, make sure you guys write this down. Improving all over time, at the same time not being a perfectionist, diversification of income streams, not depending on one stream, marketing, mastering marketing, diversifying your marketing, having the Parthenon, publishing Parthenon, building a brand, which is, again, a name that a mass amount of people recognize, associate emotion to, build a relationship with people online, a long-term relationship, not just a bunch of flings and short-term stuff, build a long-term relationship so that you can be able to increase the lifetime value of a customer and get help. Build a team, outsource, use technology, find courses, products, books, resources, seminars, coaches, anything that can help you enhance your skills, your knowledge, and help you grow your business and be successful. All right? So those 7 keys are going to help you guys immensely moving forward. Now, before we get into the Q&A, I did mention my Kindle course, K-Money Mastery. And I'd be curious, by the way, who here has bought my Kindle course, K-Money Mastery? Leave a quick comment and share whether or not you have. We've had thousands of people go through it. one of my flagship courses that I developed, and I've constantly improved because I practice these strategies in my business. I'm always improving my courses, my products, my information, learning, growing, so I can share that with other people and focus on delivering value and quality and building a relationship and building like all these things. I focus on doing the best of my ability. I'm not always perfect with it, but I do the best that I can with it, and to stay up to date and add value to people. In fact, I think on this Thursday, I'm doing a live Q&A for my members of Full Disclosure. So I'm interacting with my customers so that I can continuously add value. These are things that aren't even included in the purchase of these products and stuff, but I always try to think, how can I give more? How can I always update the content, add more to it? And my K-Money Masteries, for example, I think last month, we're October, earlier, I think it was actually earlier this month, but I added new content. For example, the Publishing Parthenon is a new concept that I started teaching and sharing, as well as the mastery mentality, and helping people not just with the strategy, but the mindset as well, because that's one thing that a lot of people don't teach you online. They teach you the strategy, but the thing with strategy is that strategy always changes, right? You learn a strategy and it might work for a little while, but it doesn't mean it's gonna work forever, because a lot of strategies are dependent on gimmicks and loopholes and tricks and short-term things. And so what I focus on teaching people are fundamentals. Fundamentals are everlasting. Fundamentals are things that will stand the test of time. The fundamentals of quality, the fundamentals of marketing, these are things that can change slightly and evolve, but as long as you master the fundamentals and the mindset, the psychology of what I share, you'll be able to succeed regardless. So that's what I focus on sharing and helping people with, and as a result, what I'm sharing and teaching will stand the test of time and continue to work and be effective for people, because it's not like a gimmick or loophole. That's kind of what I started doing like years ago when I got into it, but then I realized that's not sustainable. And again, I anticipated and I realized focusing on the fundamentals are the most important things and mastering them. You got to master the fundamentals. As Bruce Lee says, I do not fear the man who's practiced 10,000 kicks 10,000 times. I do not fear that man. I fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times, who's mastered that one fundamental. Instead of always looking for the newest technique or gimmick, the fundamentals are the 80% that will bring you the biggest results. So focusing on that. Now, we got a few people that shared they've started with my K-Money Mastery course, and happy to hear that. And for those that are curious about it, because people always ask about it and they're always asking me, how can I get started online? I'm going to spend 5 minutes, if it's okay with you guys, to share with you what it is. And if you want to take advantage of it, great. Then we're going to jump into the Q&A and I'll answer some of your guys' questions. So in terms of publishing, I've actually got a few different courses because I break it down into different levels. Because if I were to combine everything together, it would be a very expensive product, over $1,000. And so what I've done is broken it down into segments that make it more affordable for people to get started and then to go to different levels if they choose. So the first course that I have is K-Money Mastery. And it's actually K-Money Mastery 2.0 because last year we updated and improved the whole thing to make it an evergreen, more of an evergreen course. But K-Money Mastery has, I think, over 30 plus videos, I think over 15 hours of content now, a very comprehensive course, and it focuses on publishing on Kindle, from everything from how Amazon Kindle works, how to choose a niche, a market that you can publish a book in, how to identify the best keywords and how to create a book in a certain niche that has high demand, how to actually come up with the title for that book that's going to sell and be optimized for Amazon. It goes into like understanding keywords. It goes into creating a book, whether that's writing your book yourself or outsourcing it and hiring other people to write for you, because you don't need to write yourself. You can outsource and hire ghostwriters. That's what the publishing industry is. You don't have to be a writer, you can be a publisher. Publishers are basically people that work with writers, partner with them, hire them, buy people's the rights to different work, hires ghostwriters, etc. So you can just be a publisher if you don't want to write. So how to create content, create books inexpensively, and how to ensure that it's going to be quality and improve it as well. How to create a cover for that book, how to publish it on Amazon, how to launch it on Amazon, and teaches you how to get it to a point where it's making you money. That's what K Money Mastery is. That's what it focuses on, teaches. It's more emphasized on Kindle publishing, okay? The next level that I have is something called Full Disclosure. And Full Disclosure is helping people make that transition, not as a Kindle publisher, but as an internet marketer. So as I explained, you want to expand your identity, not just from a publisher to an internet marketer. And so this Full Disclosure has over 100 videos in it. It's very in-depth, has tons and tons of content. It's broken down into advanced strategies, advanced lessons, live book reviews where I review people's books and give feedback on them and share with you like what to do, what not to do, how to improve things, and take a book that's not selling and make it profitable. It's got webinars in it, Q&As that I do. It's got a ton of awesome stuff in there. Also, there's a Facebook group community that we have. We have a couple hundred people. They all share and help each other as well. It goes into, like I said, beyond Kindle. So it goes into paperback books, audio books. It goes into building like a blog, building YouTube, building Instagram, Facebook, building like marketing through press releases, and actually teaches you these marketing strategies that can help you market your book online, okay? And build more of a business, go from just like having a book to actually building more of a business that is gonna be able to grow and scale up much bigger. The other course that I have is called my Virtual Assistant Training. So my Virtual Assistant Training program is a course that basically teaches how to find, hire, train, interview virtual assistants, how to manage them, and how to build a team. That's a pretty comprehensive course as well, because hiring and training people, it is a bit of a process. I do have a training in K Money Mastery on virtual assistants, but this one goes more in depth with it. And then also, more importantly, it has my standard operating procedures, such as videos and documents that I use to train my virtual assistants on the different aspects of publishing. So this course is more so helping you like work on the business, not in it, automating things, scaling up more, because now you have a team. When you have a team, you can do so much more and grow faster, because it's not just you actually have a team of people that are helping you. And so that's another segment that I have. And then I have another course called 24-Hour Book, which more so goes into helping people actually write their own book if they want to, and do it in a very fast way. So this is a very inexpensive one. I think it's $27 that goes into actually how to write a book fast, a 10-step process. Really, really awesome. Helped a lot of people, not just with their own books, but writing like blog posts, creating videos, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so 24-Hour Book, that's available at 24hourbook.com if you guys want to benefit from that and you want to write your own books. It doesn't teach publishing, although I do have some bonuses in there in terms of publishing, but it's more focused on writing and creating content. My K Money Mastery is the one you're going to want to start with. These other ones are available to you as well, but they're only available if you're a member of K Money Mastery. And K Money Mastery is very affordable, and I've kept it that way. I haven't increased the price over the years. I've kept it affordable because I want to help people with it. Of course, if you want to buy the other things, they are more expensive because they're just way more comprehensive, and they're always updating. It requires a lot of my time and everything too. But K Money Mastery, if you were to go to kmoneymastery.com, is $67, okay? And at that, it's a bargain. It's really, really great deal, very affordable for most. For the next few days, I don't know how long I'm gonna do a promotion for, but I wanna give you guys even more of a discount and incentive to join, because this program is powerful and it's helped a lot of people. And a lot of people, they come to me, always ask me, Stefan, how can I get started online? And there's so many barriers that people have. And it's actually very frustrating because so many people, they're trying to, like I said, they're trying to figure out stuff on their own. They're not getting the help that they need to succeed online. And I'm trying to find ways that I can bridge the gap by doing streams like this to provide information, but obviously I can't give away everything that I have here, for free or anything like that. And if I it would just, this stream would be a 15-hour stream to do so. And so that's why I create products and courses like that that can allow people that want to go more in depth and learn the step-by-step and follow along to do it. That's why I made it available. So it's $67, but I'm going to give you guys a coupon code if you want to buy it and get it $20 off. So I'll bring down the price from $67 to $47, okay? And again, it's going to be a limited time discount, limited time deal. I'm not sure how long we're going to make it available for, maybe just for a few days or a week or who knows, but it's available for $47. And what you guys got to do to get it is go to the website, kmoneymastery.com, okay? Pay attention. I'm going to give you guys a coupon code that you can use on your checkout, okay? The coupon code will eventually expire, but go to kmoneymastery.com. Okay, kmoneymaster.com. We'll update it, in the Facebook and the YouTube description as well for you guys. The coupon code, get ready to write it down. Is live20. Live20. And I think this one warrants the color red. So live20. So go to kmoneymastery.com. On the page there, you can learn about the program. Check out, use live20. You're going to save $20, 47 bucks. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee as well, so you can always test it out for 30 days. We also have a 7-day trial, but at $67. But this coupon will only work on the main sales page at kmoneymastery.com. So if you guys want to benefit from it, that's the deal that I'm going to provide for you guys. That's my little thank you as well for you guys joining me today on the stream and demonstrating your commitment to want to improve yourself and to be able to want to make money online and change your life. I really respect you for being here and taking the time today. Because you're doing something that very few people are willing to do. Most people, they're not spending time on a stream like you guys are, investing their time to want to better their life, to create passive income, to create the lifestyle that you guys want. Most people aren't doing that. Most people are busy watching TV, distracting themselves, and they don't believe that they can change or improve. And so the fact that you guys are here really demonstrates a lot, and I really respect you guys for that, because I was once in that position as well. Someone that was brand new, trying to learn as much as I could, researching from YouTube and following people and doing what I could. And so I also know what it's like to be in a position of being broke and struggling and being in debt, living my friend's living room. I've been there before as well. And I knew that I had to invest in myself because my life wasn't going to change if I didn't. And so I know how $20, for many can actually make a big difference in getting someone to take that leap of faith, to sign up, invest in it, and go for it. And in doing so, it can set you on a brand new path of your life. You'll never know where that will take you, but it can change your life for the better. And the only way that you'll know is by actually signing up and going for it. And like I said, the money-back guarantee is there as well. But one thing I do want to make clear is that you have to understand that with any information that you're given or you learn, you have to apply it, right? This is not a get rich quick. It's not a magic bullet. It's not something you just buy, you press a button, you're going to make all this money. That's not how it works. Because I focus on teaching people how to build a long-term sustainable business. Something that's not just going to make money quick, but something that's going to allow you to prosper for many years to come, that will be sustainable for years to come, to build the brand and everything that I'm sharing with you guys, because that's what I did. What I share and teach in this course and other courses I have are all things that I've done and currently do, right? I started off building Project Life Mastery, publishing, I just started off that way, and then I turned that into a brand. I turned my publishing business into a brand and building Project Life Mastery, and then doing affiliate marketing and paperback and audiobooks, and then eventually creating my own products, right? And doing what I do and marketing in all these ways. So I'm not someone that just talks about it. I'm not just providing theory. I'm providing things that I've actually done myself. And the results are there to show it to you guys, okay? So, and now I'm in a position, I'm blessed to I'm in a different position where I get to work on the business, not in it as much. which is a really cool perspective because I've gone through those different phases and levels also. So that's the deal that's available for you guys, kmoneymastery.com. Use the coupon code LIVE20. Again, I don't know how long it's going to be open for. I'm going to talk to my marketing guy, and he might close it down tomorrow. I'm not sure. And then again, if you guys want the additional training, I would recommend it, honestly, because like I said, it's, as important as this, this is to get started with, like the marketing skills that you're going to learn here are even more important, because if you learn and master these marketing skills, you're going to be able to succeed in any business online. And this is kind of like the cream of the crop, the very best stuff that I provide there as well. So join Key Money Mastery, and check out, if you guys enjoyed this, then you guys will enjoy other stuff that I have also. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for sticking around. Let's get to some of the questions that you guys have. And I'd love to interact with you guys. So if you guys have questions, now's the time to post them on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Facebook here as well. I've got someone here that can help kind of gather some of your questions as well, so that I can answer them for you. But let's see what we got here. So Axel says, very good program. I started and I already do 3 ebooks in 2 months and working as full-time, step-by-step guide. Awesome. Awesome. We got someone here from Kenya that's gonna buy. Awesome. Happy to hear. Nicole's purchased it. Going to start it soon. Awesome, guys. Really, really happy to hear. So someone said, can you repeat the price of the plan again? So go to kmoneymastery.com, kmoneymastery.com. The price right now is $67, but if you use the coupon code LIVE20, you're going to save $20, which is 30%. So you'll be able to get it for $47, okay? And a recording of this will be available afterwards on YouTube, and should be available on Facebook afterwards as well. Do you have any questions there, Ty?
No.
Want to gather? Starting a business on social media with affiliate marketing since my parents won't allow me to make, I can't, a website, is that fine for now? It always blows me my mind away when there's young kids that are watching these streams or consume my content. They're starting an online business. I've got a teen mentoring program on Facebook that I interact with, and I see the group, and these are people that are 18 years old and younger that are building online businesses. And it always blows me away. All over the world, they're that young. I didn't get started when I was that young. I got started young at 21 years old in business. Christopher says he's 15. I mean, it just blows me away. The fact that you're 15 years old, you're here, you're not out there playing video games and doing stuff, watching TV and stuff like most people are, but you're actually here learning to improve yourself. Imagine where we would all be if we started our online business at 15 years old, right? You'd be a millionaire in your 20s. So Chris, my man, you're in the right place. Props to you for being here. I respect you immensely for that. In the position that you're in, there are limits because, when you're 15, you don't have a credit card. You're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to pay for like hosting and certain things like that. You're going to be dependent on your parents for that. And so what I'd recommend when you're 15 years old, learn as much as you can, number one, improve yourself, improve your confidence, your mindset, self-development as much as possible, read books. You can learn about marketing and business without a doubt, still learn as much as you can. And then things that you can do, like social media, for example, you can do that at 15 years old. You can set up maybe even like a WordPress blog without, you can set it up without having your own domain and hosting. But really, when you're 15 years old, your main goal is just to learn. Learn as much as you can, because if you can learn for the next few years, by the time you're 19 years old, 18, 19, you're going to be in a position where you're going to be able to translate all that skills and knowledge into money, into a business. So learning as much as you can about social media and using it and building up a page and a following, those are all really important things that I recommend that you do at this stage that, again, will give you a huge advantage for the rest of your life. Someone said, can you recommend a course product that goes more in depth on this, especially blog and website marketing? I mean, the course that I have that goes more in depth in terms of building an actual brand and like basically shares how I've been able to build Project Life Mastery and like all the different parts of it, and more specifically with affiliate marketing, is my Affiliate Marketing Mastery course. Now, my Affiliate Marketing Mastery course is something that I launched a few months ago. We got hundreds of customers that have joined it. It's more expensive. It's a high-end product, but it's like really in-depth over, I mean, how many videos does it have now? I think it has, we added like literally like 15, 20 new videos to it since we launched it. But it's very in-depth. It's got webinars in it, goes into like blogging, search engine optimization, PPC, live streaming, like it goes into all the different processes that I built. So if you want something more in depth and you want to spend more, awesome, then check out affiliatemarketingmastery.com. And it also shows how to combine everything together with your brand with publishing too. So again, it's very much more in depth and comprehensive. All right. How long until you decided you needed to build that team? It sounds like you learned your business pretty fast. To be honest, this is actually a huge barrier that I had for many years because I was always just trying to do things by myself. And I had barriers that a lot of entrepreneurs have of giving up control, thinking that I could just do everything myself. I could do it better than other people. There was fear, a number of things that got in the way with that. But I read the book, The 4-Hour Workweek, and I learned about the importance of outsourcing. And so I started with virtual assistants. And I originally, was outsourcing content, articles, graphics, things like that that require a little bit more expertise, some promotion and marketing and data gathering and things of that nature. And using different services like that, even inexpensively, you can use websites like Fiverr.com that can help you without even having to actually have an employee, but you can outsource different things, different tasks to different people that way too. I started outsourcing like graphics and stuff pretty early on, but in terms of actually getting a virtual assistant, I'd say it took me, I don't even know actually, maybe like a year, 2 years, maybe a year or two before I actually got a virtual assistant to help me. And once you do, it's a game changer. Like, it's one of those things that once you do it, like, you're like, man, how did I ever do what I was doing before? Like, there's no chance in hell that I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing, because once you have someone else doing that for you, you're like, it frees up you so much. It frees up not only your time, but your creativity, your energy. Oftentimes these things that, because I used to do these things in my business that I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do it just because it's so easy to do. Like, it only takes me 5 minutes to do it. But the truth is, even though it takes 5 minutes, it's not the time, it's the mental energy that it consumes of you. And you want to free up as much mental energy that you can, because when you do, you can free up more creativity. You can free up more strategy and ideas and things that you can work on that are higher level. So for me, I outsource not just to free up my time, but to free up my mental RAM, my mental energy. And again, I started with virtual assistants in the Philippines as low as $3 an hour. I've had many for years that are amazing people, done an incredible job for me, and I've been, providing a job for many years now. For me, it was just kind of slowly as time went on, as I made more money and, hiring other people, making a list of all the things that I'm doing, thinking about how I can just offload that to other people as much as possible, how I can train other people to do the things that I was doing before. And there's some activities that are harder because they're going to be more dependent on a higher level of expertise. You're going to have to pay more money for. But there's many things that you can hire out very inexpensively and train people on for it. And so it's a process. I'm still, I'm in a position now, I've got a team of 7 or 8 people that I work with in my business. And then a number of freelancers, people that we work with on certain projects, like web designers and people of that nature too. But yeah, building that, as soon as you have the means to, and it can be useful to do stuff yourself initially to learn it so that you can train someone else on that. But as soon as you have the means to outsource, I think it's one of the most important things. All right, let's take one here from Facebook. Nicole says, Stefan, you mentioned you might run an event in Australia when you visit next year. Do you have any more details, please? Well, I'm going to Australia in 2017. I'm not sure exactly when, but it is confirmed. I think I'll probably go for a month or so. I haven't had a chance to think that far ahead with what the event will be. It might just be a mastermind event, because I do a number of mastermind events where I bring a group of people together and I help them and coach them, and we create a great networking mastermind experience. But as the time comes, I'll notify my fans, my followers, and as long as you continue following me, then you'll probably know about it. And I would love to have a chance to meet my Australian fans out there and connect with you guys. I know there's a lot of people that I've coached from Australia, so it'll be great. And I'd love, I'm excited for it because when you travel, often you don't know the area and stuff. And so when you actually get to meet people, they'll show you around and familiarize yourself with the culture. So definitely looking forward to that. Attila says, how do you publish your content, articles, etc. to all your social media channels at once? There's softwares that you can use like Hootsuite and whatnot that can help you with that. But I have a social media manager in my business now that manages our social media. So we have several Instagram accounts. We have several Facebook pages, Twitter accounts. We've got one YouTube channel, blog, etc. So we use some tools like, for example, Instagram and Facebook. It's very important to schedule that stuff because scheduling your content, whether it's your own articles, but also other content too, the more frequently you can promote it and share it, the better. The better it's going to build your page and everything too. And so, for example, Instagram, we use something called Schedugram. Schedugram, I forget how to spell it. And we schedule like our Facebook posts and stuff so that it's consistent. I've got, for example, my blog, projectlifemastery.com, my YouTube channel, I have a video editor and a blog manager now too. So they handle that. Like I record the content and then they basically handle editing it, publishing it, sharing it, and distributing it. So we don't have like a button that you press that shares it everywhere, because even with, for example, Facebook, you want to upload videos and not just share the link, but also upload them as well. And so we do a lot of that stuff manually just because there's a lot more benefit from doing it that way. And by the way, these are, posting on social media, these are things that a VA could do for you, a virtual assistant. They're very, repetitive things that are very time consuming, that are very simple. You can hire someone $3 an hour that can do like a bunch of posts for you in 1 hour for $3. And it's just a smarter way of building your business and leveraging other people to do that. Someone said best places to outsource. I like Upwork.com. Upwork.com, that's what I use for my team. But there's also Elance.com. There's Craigslist in the Philippines. I like Filipinos. I've worked with people all over the world. Filipinos are very hardworking, very loyal, very amazing people. So I enjoy hiring and working with them the most. Are you ever going to come to Cali, California? Yes, I do go to California usually a few times a year. Would you recommend mastering Kindle, CreateSpace, etc., publishing before moving on to affiliate marketing? I'd recommend doing it simultaneously. Why wait till you master that before you move on to something else? Mastery is like a long-term process. It takes you years to master something. If you're not going to move on to the next technique and you're waiting to master that one thing, then you're crazy. It's like the Bruce Lee quote of, I don't fear the man that's practiced 10,000 kicks 10,000 times. I fear the man that's practiced one kick 10,000 times. Is that saying that you should only master one kick? You should never master a punch? Of course not. You want to, master that kick, but you also want to master the other tools as well and at least get started and improve them. For me, I don't wait till I've mastered something before moving on to something else. I try to make sure that I'm competent of it first. I try to make sure maybe I've implemented it and maybe even automated it, but there's many aspects of my business that I've yet to master, because mastery is an ongoing process as well. Right? So for me, there's many things I do in my business, many income streams, and I'm always trying to optimize and improve them. But if there's opportunities that come up, it'd be foolish not to take advantage of it. Because if you're just focusing on this one thing, Kindle, I want to master this before I do the other things. Well, these other things can almost be like easier ways for you to make money. And because you're just so focused on that one thing, you might not recognize that, and you might be missing out on a lot of money. You don't want to leave money on the table. You want to do it, but you want to improve it constantly and constantly optimize it as time goes on. For someone just starting, what is the best amount of pages for a first ebook? And also, what is the best topic to write about? So someone that's just starting, I do often recommend, depending on your budget and how, your experience and everything, to just get started, start with a shorter book. You don't have to have a super long book. And like I said, you don't have to spend like a year writing a book like I did for my very first book. You can start a book that's, 5,000 words. I think the minimum on Kindle is around 2,500 or something like that words. And Kindle has a category called short reads. So you can start around 5,000 words, which will be a 20 to 30 page book on a certain topic. And you don't need to charge a lot of money for it. You can start selling, I recommend, for 99 cents, right? That's the lowest price point on Amazon. Sell for 99 cents, get some sales there, and promote it and market it, and then you can raise the price to $2.99, and then you can improve the book, add more content to it, and then as it gets more content, becomes more valuable, you can charge more money for it. One of the reasons why I love paperback is that there's higher margins at that, because you can actually price paperback books a lot higher than Kindle books too. So oftentimes people make a lot more money from paperback on CreateSpace than they do on Kindle. And audiobooks is killer also. So just to get started, I'd recommend 5,000 words. That's usually what I recommend is the minimum inside my K-Money Mastery course. Of course, you could do more if you like as well, but I have, like, in my course, there's always the struggle in, like, I try to help people get from a point to, like, brand new to getting results as quickly as possible and actually implementing what they learn. And the challenge that I've found is that if I recommend to people, you got to have a 300-page book, like, nobody would actually do it. Like, my success, people's success would be so low. So I try to create a very low barrier of entry for people starting, and understanding when you're starting something new, there's a learning curve. What's more important than the results or the money that you make is what you learn, the experience, going through the process. Because when you go through the process, you're going to understand things that much better, and then that will allow you, when you can invest more and create a bigger, better book, that will help you much better on your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth book as you go on. For me, the first books that I published, I don't even sell anymore. It was just like a learning experience for me. And I learned a lot from it, made some money from them, but I got rid of them now because I learned from those, and then I published books after that as well. So that's the minimum. And then you ask, what's the best topic? There's so many different niches and markets out there. I think you want to look at also, what is something that you can build bigger than just a book? What is a niche or market that you would enjoy, that you can build potentially a blog around, a series of books, a YouTube channel, social media presence that has potential for affiliate marketing? What is a niche or topic that's bigger than just a book? Because Kindle is really just the front end. You can make much more money on the back end. And a lot of people get so consumed just with Kindle, they don't think about building an actual business, the brand of what I've shared with you guys, right? So think beyond just the book and pick something that, not only can make you money, but also you enjoy, that it has more long-term potential, and it can help you get in the door with Kindle, but then also expand in other ways also. So there's not one specific one. Fitness is great, self-development is great, business is great, dog training is great. There's many different topics, meditation and spiritual, so many different things that are great. But again, don't approach it just, from Kindle, approach it from a bigger perspective. Abbott says, which are some of the diversify marketing? And Chow says, what book writing service company would you recommend? So in terms of diversifying, every market's going to be different, and you got to find where is the market that you're trying to reach. How can you reach them? What are the different marketing channels to help you reach your audience? So for example, if you're in the beauty market, Pinterest is great, Instagram is great, Facebook is great, YouTube's great for that, the beauty market. If you're in an investing market, Pinterest probably is not going to be that great for you. Instagram might not be that great either. So you got to approach each niche and market differently, and you got to do the research and understand that. And I think a lot of people, they just want like a formula that works in every situation. It doesn't work that way, guys. In business, you have to use your head. You got to use your brain. You got to intelligently look at a situation and think long-term and beyond, and think about all the different things you can do and strategize, because each strategy for every niche and market would be different. There's different channels and a marketing plan for each business, each market. So, the ways to diversify your marketing are, blogging and SEO and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest and press releases and article marketing and, forum marketing and pay-per-click advertising. There's so many ways out there, and you want to utilize as much as you can, but you're also going to find the ones that are going to be best for the niche, the market that you're in. And what book writing service company would you recommend? Well, there's a few companies that I recommend that I only share inside my Key Money Mastery course. And the reason for that is not to be evasive, but more so the customers that buy my course, the companies that we use and we recommend, they get busy. They get in high demand. And sometimes it can take a while to get a book written from them. Like sometimes it can take a few weeks based on how busy they are. And so people that buy my course, we share the ones in there with the members. And I don't because if I publicly share all the different things, then it's going to be a disservice. My customers are going to hate me because all of a sudden it's going to be massive delays in all their books, and it's going to affect the quality of them as well. And so if you're a member of my Key Money Master, I share a few different resources, companies that I've used, my members use that are great. Otherwise, you can find freelance writers by going to Upwork.com and post a job there, and people will bid on that. I don't like working with freelancers as much just because you have to train them and manage them and work directly with them, and they're limited in how much you can do. I like to work with companies because companies they have a team and they have a manager that manages the team. So I found it easier to communicate with the manager than like a bunch of freelancers. And then oftentimes you've got to proofread and edit, and these companies already have editors and proofreaders, and I like to work with like just one person rather than a lot of people. So I found that makes it simpler for me, but Upwork is still definitely an option. And I do recommend, even what I share in my course, like to actually go out there and try to find your own resources as well. Because in business, you want to build your own team. You want to build your own resources and have multiple options, and not just depend on one thing, right? Again, diversifying your suppliers and your marketing and your team is very important also. You don't want to depend just on one person. So I do recommend that also. I give you some resources and companies to use, but go out there and try to find some of your own. I actually share with you how you can inside the course also. Get YouTube. Do you have any programs, videos on how to grow email lists for beginners? That is covered in my Affiliate Marketing Mastery course, as well as my Key Money Mastery Full Disclosure. So in Full Disclosure, it goes more into how to build an email list, how to create something of high perceived value to give away that people subscribe to your list, and it teaches the mechanics of how to set up your landing page, how to set up your email autoresponder, and do email marketing as well. And so that's something for Kindle publishing. It's more taught in my Full Disclosure, as well as my Affiliate Marketing Mastery. All right, we'll take a few more questions here, guys. Awesome. Matila says, this is mind-blowing value, and you're so generous. Thank you. What is the best way to get big sales with workbooks, with journals on Amazon via CreateSpace? I'm not totally familiar with the workbook market on paperback. I've never published in that market before, but the way that you get big sales is through marketing whatever book product. A lot of people, again, they kind of miss that point that I shared, the importance of marketing, that you can't just depend on Amazon to do all the marketing for you. If you got a product, you got to strategize and think, okay, how can I market this product? What's the demand? Where is the demand? Where are they hanging out? How can I attract them to me? So if you got a workbook, I don't know what the niche is, the topic, what benefit that your book provides. I don't know what the problem that it solves or what need that it meets. You got to understand that, and then you got to think, okay, how can I market this? Maybe it's through Facebook, maybe it's through Instagram, maybe it's through email marketing, maybe it's through blogging, maybe it's through YouTube. Whatever it is, you gotta find the channels and utilize them. And that's what I teach in Full Disclosure, as I share the different channels, but it's not like I can't just give you a formula, because every niche, every market's different. And what I try to encourage people to do is to use their head and strategize. And that's why I focus a lot on the mindset, and to help you develop and understand why things happen and how to do it as well, but also just understanding the mindset behind it. Because if you understand the mindset, you'll be able to prosper. I want to get you out of the whole task-oriented thinking and more in the thinking of creativity and strategizing in your business. Awesome, guys. If you guys are enjoying, make sure that you hit the thumbs up, hit like. I appreciate you guys. How do you make CreateSpace sales? My KDP is killing it, but my CreateSpace sucks. So this person says he's making a lot of money on Kindle, but his paperbacks aren't doing as good. Well, understand that CreateSpace physical books is a different market. You've got to do the research on paperback just as you do the research on Kindle, right? So, Kindle, you're going to do research on Amazon in the Kindle store. You're going to see what's selling, get an idea from that, but doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be selling on paperback. So you got to make sure there's a market there on paperback and what the potential of that market is. And the same goes with audiobooks. I'll give you an example, like what can sell really well on Kindle or paperback is recipe books, right? You got cookbooks, recipe books, audiobook, recipe book. It can maybe sell, but it's not maybe as big of a market there with an audiobook that people are looking to buy like a cookbook with audio, right? So you got to understand the market in that way. And then also, the same strategies really apply with paperback than Kindle, in terms of the keywords, reviews, etc. But also understanding that you got to market it, which is important as well. You can also upsell your paperback. If your Kindle book's doing well, you can upsell people on the paperback book, get them to buy that also. You can enroll the book in Kindle Matchbook, which will you'll be able to bundle together the Kindle version and paperback book together as well. So I'd focus on strategies like that and also play around with the pricing. Usually it's good to price your book at a cheaper end initially, and then as it starts getting some sales, then you can slowly increase the price as time goes on. All right, we'll take a few more questions here, guys. And again, for those, someone asked again, for the offer for K-Money Mastery, just go to kmoneymastery.com. Okay, this is the course, my flagship publishing course. It's $67, but for a limited time, you get it for $47 if you use the coupon code LIVE20. Okay, LIVE20, very important. So when you go to the page, you'll basically click the Add to Cart button. The order form is all done through ClickBank, which is very secure. ClickBank is a third-party processor. I don't get any credit card information or anything like that. ClickBank is very secure. They use the highest technology in terms of processing orders and payments. You'll be able to put in the coupon code. You can pay through credit card or PayPal through this option as well. And if you have any problems, you can leave a message on our live chat, because we have a live chat on our sales page at kmoneymaster.com, or you can email our support team, and we'll usually get back to you guys within about 24 hours or so. And I know there's people out there, for example, ClickBank doesn't work for them based on the country that they live in. And so, you can pay via PayPal. We have separate payment options and stuff as well. All right, next question. If you were to start a business from scratch today with all your knowledge, would you start with affiliate marketing, Kindle or Amazon, physical products, and why? Great question, and to be totally honest with you, I would start the exact same way that I got started, right? I would not change anything. When I got started, let's go back to like 2011, 2012. My big break was Kindle publishing. Before that, before 2011, I was doing a bunch of other stuff that was still beneficial because I learned a ton from it, but it was not long-term income stream. But Kindle, I'd get started with just because the ease of doing it is superior to anything else out there. The ease of publishing a book, what you learn from that, keywords, it's very low cost. Amazon does a lot for you. I would definitely get started with Kindle, but also I would start a brand as well. So for me, I started Kindle publishing, I think in 2011, and then in 2012, I realized that I could start to I got to build a brand as well. And so I started using books to promote Project Life Mastery and build that simultaneously, primarily in the self-development market and also fitness market, where I first started off in 2012. But starting with that, that definitely wouldn't have changed. Just because that's the most inexpensive way to get started. Like Kindle, again, is very inexpensive. Building a blog is inexpensive. And Kindle for me was more like the immediate income that I made, whereas building the blog was more long-term because it is a process, building a blog and a brand. And so, I just kind of worked at that every week while doing Kindle simultaneously. And for me, Kindle was more like the strategy for making money, but I wasn't really passionate about it. Whereas the Project Life Mastery, the blogging, that was things that I was really passionate about. And I really enjoyed it because I love self-development. I love learning and sharing with people as well. So I wouldn't change anything from what I've done. And I think that's the natural sequence to go through. I think that's the best way, is doing Kindle, blogging, like combining that together. Don't view them as separate things, right? Because you want to have a blog that you create content to promote your Kindle books. And you want to use Kindle books so that you can promote your blog and build your email list. So you want to do both simultaneously and really use them to build an audience. And when you have the audience, then you can monetize on the back end with affiliate marketing and then eventually your own products. So that's what I did. I did Kindle, blogging, and I was doing them both simultaneously, YouTube as well, social, building my brand. I knew my brand was more the long-term value, the real power, because then I could branch off and diversify my income streams even more than that. But did those simultaneously for several years. Affiliate marketing I started doing as well, and sharing different products and things that I benefited from that could help other people. And then after that, I eventually got into creating my own products. But I think creating your own products is definitely way more advanced, and you got to be ready for it too, and you got to have the expertise and the credibility in order to do that a little bit more as well. And you got to have the audience to be able to promote and market that too. So I wouldn't change anything. I think that's the best way to get started. That's what I recommend for people to get started with. For those of you that also want more information on how to get started, if you haven't yet been to my free course on the 7 online income streams that made me an internet millionaire, make sure that you definitely check that out by going to projectlifemastery.com/free course. Okay, projectlifemastery.com/free course. There I share the 7 online business models that I utilize, and I share each one of them, how it works, but I also share like the difficulty of it, whether it's like newbie friendly, intermediate, advanced. I share how much initial investment is required of it, whether it's like you could get started for less than $100 or more. I share the average time frame of how long before you can make money. I share the potential of how much money you can make. So I really dissect each of the different business models to show you different ones, because I think some are really good, but some like you got to wait for, like creating your own products or software. I'd honestly wait on those a little bit. So Kindle and affiliate marketing, those are the ones that I recommend. Those are the ones that I teach. Those are ones that I started with, and that's what I recommend today. So again, that's projectlifemastery.com/free course. Do you recommend, this is from Nicole, do you recommend building a brand using your own name at the same time as you build an independent brand name also? Absolutely. I mean, if you can use both names, great. I built a brand, Project Life Mastery, as well as Stefan James. Now, you want to build a brand outside of your name, more importantly, because then you have more ability to scale. Whereas if you just build it on your own name, you're going to be limiting yourself because it's so dependent on you. But that's why you want to build, if you build like a separate brand name in a niche like Project Life Mastery, in the process, if you're a content creator, your brand is going to get built simultaneously. So you don't really have to worry about that. That will get built, but more so you want to focus on building a brand that's separate from yourself, because then you could bring in other experts, other content creators. You can scale it more. You can maybe sell it one day. It's more of an asset that has more value. Where can I buy traffic for Kindle? I mean, in terms of buying traffic, there's many different ways of doing it online. And again, you gotta strategize and know what are the best sources of traffic. You could pay for advertising on Google, on Facebook. There's different advertising networks. There's PPV, pay-per-view networks and stuff out there as well. Even on Amazon, they have their sponsored ads and KDP that you can pay for traffic to promote your books that way also. That will be the most targeted typically. Otherwise that you can actually approach blogs, you can approach YouTubers, you can approach influencers online, and you can pay them to promote your book. So for example, you could find people on Instagram that are in your niche and pay them to promote your book to their followers, right? Or pay people that have an email list or that have a blog to promote your book or your product. So that's a common strategy. We do that at different parts of our business, and it's pretty effective. It's very common for physical products too, because you can give physical products away, and people on Instagram or YouTube, they'll promote it to their followers. You can make a lot of money doing it that way. The challenge with paying for traffic though, with Kindle, is that it's a little bit challenging to track. And when you're paying for traffic, you really got to know what your return is. So if you're spending $100, you got to know how many sales and how much money that $100 investment resulted in. And it's very challenging to do that with Kindle, because when you do pay-per-click advertising, you're setting up tracking. You're setting up tracking either with Google Analytics and putting like a conversion tracking pixel on the thank you page to verify when someone actually clicked the advertisement and they purchased. You'll be able to see exactly, where that person bought from, how much you spent, how much money that made you, and making sure that you're cash flow positive. The thing with Amazon, because Amazon is not your website, you're not able to put that tracking and be able to really know those numbers. And so it makes it very difficult, because you just don't know like how much you're spending and how much you're making. You don't know if you're losing money, if you're making money. So it's a little bit trickier with that. And that's why personally for me, I do focus more on organic traffic. And I think that's a better kind of traffic, more so because you're pre-selling people with content. You're building a relationship with them so that when they do buy from you, they already like, know, and trust you, right? So that's a better way. It's going to have way better conversions, and it's free. So I prefer those ways, and I teach those the most. However, Facebook and PPC is a different animal you can dive into. Alternative, you can also hire people on Fiverr, pay people to market your book and promote your book in different ways too. Posting it on websites, you can pay money to post on websites. You got to really test things and experiment in business, because, and that's kind of how I view everything. I always view things as experiments. I don't expect everything to win. If I have 10 experiments running, 7, 8 of them might fail, but maybe 1 or 2 will actually be profitable. And that's, I might lose money on some of them, but to discover those 2 strategies that work, I can really ramp those up and focus on those a lot more. And so I do encourage you to experiment. And when you experiment, yeah, it's going to cost you time and money, but look at the learning and the benefit you get from that. So you got to approach everything as a learning experience. Okay, we'll take 2 more questions. I got to get some water soon as well. My throat's drying out, but Adam says, this is over 2 hours long. Man, I'm glad I started watching a long time ago. Awesome, happy to hear. You lose track of time when you're enjoying yourself. All right, 2 more questions. Is there one on YouTube or Facebook there? All right, well, I guess that's it, guys. So we're going to conclude things here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It's always fun doing these streams. I want to encourage you guys to make sure that you follow me online to be notified of more streams like this. Follow me, of course, on Periscope, on Facebook, on YouTube. I've got a lot more content that's free that goes into a lot of different things that can help you not just build a business, but with your mindset, your motivation, other aspects of your life as well. And that's what I try to focus on helping people with. Of course, if you guys want to go deeper with me and you really enjoy what I have to share and you want to get the strategies and go through the process of building an online business, then I would love to be able to help you in that process, in which case I've got some great training and courses available for you. You can go to keymmoneymastery.com. We'll have the links around here as well, but head on over there. Again, you can get it for only $47 by using the coupon code LIVE20. Okay, LIVE20, you got to use that on the checkout. Again, I don't know how long we're going to have it available for, but I do recommend that you take advantage of that as soon as possible. Sign up, and again, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, but it's a powerful course that has the power to change your life. And so, love to have you as a customer. Love to have a chance to be able to work with you more. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hopefully, you guys have an amazing week, and I look forward to be able to speak with you guys again soon. Take care, everyone.